What's up everybody, it's Buie. Consider hitting that like and subscribe button as I upload videos on a weekly basis covering the hottest topics in sports, especially if it is OU related. This is Ballin' with Buie. Today I want to break down an action-packed UFC 260. It was a pretty good card going in, but at the end of the day, it was a fantastic card. There were a lot of great finishes, so let's jump right in. The first fight on the main card was a lightweight belt between Jamie Mullarkey and Worthy. I thought Worthy was going to be able to get it done just because he was kind of the hotter fighter going in, even though they both lost their last fight. Mullarkey hadn't won a UFC fight to this point, but he showed up because he got a TKO in the first 46 seconds. I didn't expect that to happen. I don't know if anyone else did, but 46 seconds into the fight, Jamie Mullarkey picks up his first UFC win by TKO. Second fight of the night was the only fight on the main card that happened to go the distance, which was outstanding. If you get a card where only one fight goes the distance, that's what you want. So second fight, it was a women's flyweight bout between Gillian Robertson and Miranda Maverick. Like I said, it went the distance. In the first round, both fighters kind of felt each other out. Robertson got a takedown towards the end, so I ended up giving her that round because she got a takedown. I think it was about in the last 30 seconds she was able to secure that takedown. Then we go to the second round. Robertson, again, got a takedown, but a lot earlier this time, and it allowed her to get over 2 minutes of ground control. So I had her winning that second round, and then going into the third round, Miranda Maverick was able to control on the ground and was able to land a lot of good shots on her. She was able to execute her ground and pound fairly well, but I had Robertson winning those first two rounds, so that you have to get a finish to win if you're Miranda Maverick. And surprisingly, on the scorecards, Miranda Maverick won. Yeah, I don't really know how that happened, but she won by unanimous decision. Won 29-28. I had Robertson winning 29-28 on my scorecard, and one judge had Maverick winning 29-28, and the others had 30-28, which I did not think it was a 30-28. I'm okay with Miranda Maverick winning because it was a very good fight. I thought it was a close fight. I didn't think it was a 30-28 though. But Miranda Maverick ends up getting the win by unanimous decision. That puts her at 7 in a row, which I thought Miranda Maverick was gonna win the fight. That's why I picked headed into the fight. She's sitting at 10-2, and she's gonna be a ranked fighter after this win because Gillian Robertson was sitting at 15. Well, I didn't think she won this fight, but she got it, so she continues her winning streak. Now moving on to my favorite fight going into the night was Sean O'Malley in the bantamweight division taking on Thomas Almeida. As we already know Sean O'Malley's backstory, so I'm not going to jump into that again. But in the first round, Sean O'Malley drops Almeida, and he thought it was over. O'Malley dropped him, and he kind of started to walk off, and the ref didn't call it because he wasn't knocked out. He was still very responsive. But that still didn't really make much difference in that first round because Sean O'Malley won because the significant strike difference was outstanding. I don't remember how much Thomas Almeida landed, but he landed little to none on Sean O'Malley when it came to significant strikes, and Sean O'Malley was just piecing him up. And he mixed it up a lot. He was throwing kicks, spinning kicks, jabs, crosses, body shots, and he was mixing it up pretty good. And then we jump to the second round. Once again, Sean O'Malley dominated significant strikes, and Almeida, I don't know if he was scared of O'Malley or what, but he seemed scared to throw punches because he didn't throw enough. I mean, if you want to win, you got to throw, and he didn't throw. So I had O'Malley winning those first two rounds easy, not even a debate. And then third round, O'Malley ended up KOing him. Not surprised because that's what he does. He KOs people. Again, he landed a shot, and he thought it was over. It knocked Thomas Almeida to the ground, and then he went and threw one more punch, and that ended up KOing him. So maybe the ref should have stepped in when he thought it should have been over. but he didn't, so he landed one more and ended up getting a KO. But Sean O'Malley improves his record to 13-1. The one loss I don't count in my book. Other people can count it. I'm not counting it in my book. But Sean O'Malley, he's still very much up and coming fighter. Still in strong contention to get a ranked fighter. And honestly, his next fight should be a ranked fighter. I don't know if he's going to be able to jump into the rankings after this win, but you're sitting at 13-1. I think he should be in the conversation for sure. Then the co-main event, Tyron Woodley against Vincent Luque. I don't remember how you pronounce his name, but Vincent. Tyron Woodley, I picked him just because I wanted him to win. Did I think he was gonna win? No, but I was like, all right, I'll ride with you one more time, Tyron. So if you don't pick this one up, then I'm done with you. And you didn't pick it up, so I am done with you. I am tired of watching Tyron Woodley fight. He is so washed. Since Usman took his belt, he's been a completely different fighter and not in a good way whatsoever. The very first round, Tyron Woodley landed a really good shot, and he stumbled Vincent, but then Vincent was able to counter, and he landed a shot that stumbled Woodley worse than how significant he had stumbled him. So now they're both wobbling around the mat, and then Woodley just couldn't recover from his strike like Vincent could, and he was able to, Luque was able to get on Tyron Woodley and get him to tap out, because Woodley was just staggering all over the ring. He never got his footing, he never got his feet back underneath him, and he ends up losing by submission seconds later after getting stumbled. So yeah, Tyron Woodley, 4th loss in a row. So if you fight anymore, I will not be picking you to win, because I've wanted you to win these past 3 fights that you have fought, and you have disappointed in all 3 of them. So thank you, but no thank you. Now the big fight of the night, the main event, heavyweight championship fight between Stipe Miocic and Francis Ngannou. This was a great finish, I thought. In the first round, Ngannou landed several blows to the head to Stipe. He cut him, I believe, underneath his left eye somewhere. And I had him winning that first round. Ngannou was just piecing him up. Stipe his defense was not up to par to stop Ngannou in the fight. Then you jump to the second round. Ngannou absolutely lays the hammer down on him and knocks him out. He hit him, and it kind of folded him, and it was over at that point. As soon as he hit him and he fell, it was over. But Dean couldn't get in there quick enough. He tried so hard to run up in there and stop the fight before Ngannou could land another punch, but Ngannou was able to throw a hammer fist before Dean could get in there, and he didn't need to, but it was kind of just icing on the cake. So Ngannou, new heavyweight champion of the world. He's the first African-born UFC heavyweight champion, and that makes 3 African UFC champions right now, with Usman, Adesanya, and now Ngannou. And that's historic, shout out to Africa, representing in the UFC. So Ngannou is the new heavyweight champ, and we suspect that he's going to fight John Jones. John Jones has been waiting for a heavyweight title fight, so I think that he might be next in line. But also, Derek Lewis might be next in line, because he's been on a tear. He's been knocking out everyone in his path. So I don't know, or maybe he gets a rematch with Stipe. I mean, there's a lot of different options for Ngannou, so I'm interested to see what path he takes. John Jones called him out on Twitter, saying he's ready. Where's the money? So we'll see what happens. It was a really good card. I didn't expect it to be nearly as good as it was, but it was a hell of a card. UFC 261 in a couple weeks. That's gonna be a great card. I believe there's 3 title fights, two women title fights, and then the main event is a rematch between Usman and can't remember what his name is, but yeah, Usman's gonna be defending his belt. So UFC 261, couple weeks. UFC 260 was hella good. So I'll catch y'all later. Deuces.